Greetings, our dear Earthlings. We have come to you today to tell you about the nature of our work here on Earth. It is a very crucial period of time on Earth now, when the reconstruction of the entire system of human values and the consciousness of the people is happening, but at the same time the events of the material plane continue to develop. According to the old scenario, these events do not fulfill the expectations of the people, and do not catch up with the growth in the human consciousness, and it has resulted in a certain imbalance between the subtle matrix of humanity and its physical form. It is similar to the locomotive which tries to push forward a long train, but its rail cars stay in one place, like they are attached to the rails. And that's why it happening. The consciousness of the people, which from 2012 have started to transform very fast, already have reached the point of no return and cannot return to its previous level, even if it cannot be seen on a dense plane. This is because the consciousness of the people, like their bodies, exists simultaneously on different planes. Let's try to imagine the clouds, which appear in the skies in several layers. The densest and heaviest clouds are closer to Earth, the fluffier ones are higher, and the higher ones are completely rarefied, almost transparent. Let them symbolize our consciousness, which exists simultaneously in the different levels of vibrations. Its densest levels accepts things happening on Earth as being adequate, normal and logical. The level of consciousness that is a grade higher rejects all the human acts which are contrary to the divine laws of the universe. And the highest level of vibrations is already unable to perceive the actions transpiring on Earth, which carry the low vibrations, because it is staying in the vibrations of the fifth dimension, where duality do not exist. And our task consists of the balancing of all the levels of your consciousness, which means maintaining your psychological state, which helps you to shift into a new reality smoothly and harmoniously. And now it has become especially important, because it depends on every person with which speed and with what kind of losses your Earth would enter into the space of the fifth dimension, throwing off the burdens of the third dimensional world. What do we do to achieve that? To make it very short, we level the energies of the different layers of vibrations of your consciousness to the average vibrations. It would allow you to perceive everything that's happening on Earth naturally, without the excessive stresses, and on the level, which is the most comfortable for you, which would reveal that picture of the events that your consciousness is able to accept at the current moment. For example, someone would see only a danger for one's life in the war conflict, another one a political reason, and a third one a deep esoteric reason for this conflict. In other words, we bring your consciousness to a certain average level of perception, but all the nuances you perceive yourself, like someone who tunes in the short waves, someone in medium, and someone in the long ones. We hope that we succeeded in explaining an essence of our work, which is so important for you now. The Council of the Elders of the planet Arcturus spoke with you today. Greetings, our dear Earthlings. We have come here today to tell you about our role in assisting the shift of the Earth into the fifth dimensional space, because the energies coming to Earth have assumed different qualities and vibrations. Starting from the new year and especially from mid-January, we use all our forces to help people adapt to them, without harm to their health, physical and emotional. And that what we do for that, we have developed a certain plan of actions, which consists of controlling the energies coming to Earth and, in case of the overdose of the vibrations, minimizing them by diluting its concentration. It is similar to your actions when you are dissolving with water very concentrated liquids, which are impossible to drink otherwise. Of course, you would question us, why do we do that? How do we control the higher vibrational energies, and is not it an interference in the process of ascension and of the energy space of every human being? In order to answer that, it is necessary to explain the principles of our work. According to plans developed by the Galactic Federation, each representative of the Federation must contribute to our efforts of helping the shift of the planet Earth into the fifth dimension. And according to specialization of each civilization as members of the Galactic Federation, each of them contributes utilizing their experiences and their technologies. We possess a unique technology for stabilization of the energy currents, which helps to maintain them at one level. It allows to avoid a lot of fluctuation in vibrations, which could adversely affect the people whose vibrations are too low, and such people happen to be a majority on Earth. In such a way, we help to keep the lives of millions of people, giving them more time, so they could realize the changes that are happening on the planet and join the process of ascension. We received a permission for that from the collective consciousness of the people, from their unified higher self, and because of that the law of free will is not trespassed. But for those of you who are already in a state of the higher vibrations, our interference would be harmful, because the whole team of the forces of light is working with each such person, angels, archangels, ascended masters, who provide them with their own corridor for passing the higher vibrational energies, and observe how the consciousness and bodies of the people react to these energies. And the forces of light themselves regulate the currents of energies, depending on a state of such a person, sometimes turning off the divine faucet and sometimes opening it for the full power. Believe us, dear ones, our work with you is done very carefully, considering all the factors and all the qualities of your organism and your psyche. And on our part, we are responsible for the unification of energies coming to Earth, in order to keep the balance between such vibrationally different groups of people and to avoid chaos on Earth. We love you very much and would do everything we can to ensure that your shift into the new dimension would proceed in a way that is smooth and comfortable for you. The Council of the Elders of Sirius spoke with you today. Greetings, our dear Earthlings. Today we decided to tell you about our work, so you may have a complete picture of what kind of help is given to you by the friendly alien civilizations. Perhaps our work is more modest in scope than the work of the Arcturians, Andromedians, and Syrians, but we think it is not less important. Our work consists of us being a connecting link between the alien civilizations and civilizations inhabiting your planet in the parallel worlds and dimensions, and we coordinate their work. We are talking about such civilizations as Akvator, 7 planets, civilization of the dolphins and whales, and the subterranean country of Agartha. As you know, our main goal is to ensure that an ascension of the planet proceeds as smoothly as possible, because these civilizations are in a close proximity to you, and all the disharmonious processes on Earth reflect on them one way or another. It is especially relevant for the dolphins and whales, who are greatly respected in the Galactic Federation for their courageous and selfless service to people, although the people do not respond reciprocally. So what is the essence of our work in reality? First of all, we inform the Earth civilizations, as we call them, about the latest news of the process of ascension, which we have. And they, in their turn, share with us an information, which they possess. Then we carefully sum up and process an information that we received and submit the results of our work to the next meeting of the Galactic Federation. And after we find the weak point or unresolved problems, we make a decision how to proceed further. Let's give you an example of the last data, which have been included in the report of the Galactic Federation. After conducting a careful research of the Earth crust, we found the following. The bowels of the Earth started to move, and what going on with your planet can be compared to delirium, which often accompanies illness in its critical stage. And that is happening with the Earth as the result of the changes of the axis, which leads to the movement of the Earth layers around the perimeter of the entire planet. It was unavoidable, and what is left for us to do is to monitor carefully all the processes happening inside the Earth and on the surface, to take timely measures for saving people who happen to be in the areas of the cataclysms. And natural disasters unfortunately would happen more often, because no one is able to stop the processes that have already started. And we try to identify the most dangerous areas, in order to initiate a timely assistance from the alien civilizations, which are part of the team of the rescuers, created by Ashtar Sharon. We hope that you will be informed about our existence, and representatives of the humankind could actively join our common work, which would be a remarkable event in the history of our galaxy and universe as a whole. Representatives of the constellation of the Pleiades who love you sincerely spoke with you.